Like, I knew this dude was gonna like put his heart and soul and his work ethic. He is the Jonathan Larson of our generation.
Yeah, he really did.
Hello. Hi. Welcome. I'm Jonathan Larson.
Hi, Lynn. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good, good. By the way, congratulations, felicitaciones with, the movie, your first, your directorial debut. What was this experience like, putting it together?
I remember wandering around my grandfather's video store in Vega Alta, Puerto Rico, and just watching tons of age-inappropriate stuff and just all these different movies and wanting to do this. And I've come a long way around to my first dream, and I can't think of a better way to do it than honor the person who gave me permission to be a writer. Jonathan Larson's Rent was the show that made me want to write musicals, and to come all the way back to tell his story feels like trying to repay a debt I can never really repay.
And talking about full circle moments, I was reading on Twitter that you actually applied for the Jonathan Larson grant back in, when was it that you applied for it? And it didn't come through. 2004. So how does it feel to like, it didn't happen then, but this is happening now, to see everything, come together?
Yeah, and I believe everything happens for a reason. I believe that failure is so important. We don't talk about how important failure is and the way it knocks you in different directions and makes you ask, all right, well, what's really important to me about this? And how do I get up and how do I reorient? And that's so much about what this movie is about. This is not a movie about a guy writing his masterpiece. This is a movie about a guy spending 10 years writing a musical no one wants to produce.
Thank you so much, Lin. Hey, Andrew, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
What was your experience like, working with Lin-Manuel and Tic Tic Boom?
It was maybe my favorite experience to date because of John Larson, the character I'm playing, and the story that we're telling. It was just a kind of an assembly of all the best elements of life. We're telling a story about what it is to live a life of meaning. We're telling a story about what it is to be true to yourself, about what it is to be in a community, to lift each other up. It's a story about how to live. And John knew how to live, and he struggled and fought for his right to live.
So Robert, your character of Michael, I think he represents a lot of people in the creative field that had to give up their dreams, for a more like secure and stable job. What was your experience like, portraying Michael?
I've been trying to flip up the wording of it too, because for me, I feel like Michael, it wasn't so much that he gave it up as a failure situation, which I feel like is often what people hear when you say you gave up something. And I think for him, it was a renegotiation. And he had signed this contract and he said, I'm gonna be this dancer, this performer. And then he got to the point, he was like, yo, this fine print sucks. This is not gonna cut it, it's not sustainable. And I think that's also, there was probably comfort in that too, because he had Jonathan. He knew he would always be in that kind of creative world as well.
Okay, so Alexandra, I guess, more on that same note. So we have Susan, who's also facing the same obstacles as Jonathan, that she is also at a cross. What do I do next? What aspects of Susan do you relate to in your personal life?
For me, when I first came into this Susan body, was I identified with her hopeless romance. She is hopelessly in love with Jonathan. She is hopelessly in love with dancing. And we find her at a time in which both of those things are kind of in flux. In the back of your head where you go, well, what's going to happen next? And this movie really asks, what are we gonna do with the time that we have? And I think Susan throughout the film is trying to figure out what that is. Am I gonna move to the Berkshires? Am I going to not ever be able to dance in the same capacity as I've been training for my entire life? I really identified with her as an artist.
I believe you have worked with him before, right? And on Hamilton. And Vanessa, this is your first time working with him. I just wanted to know, what was your experience like working with Lin-Manuel, his first directorial debut?
It's so much fun when you see someone that you respect and admire in a new place, when you know completely that they're gonna be brilliant in it. I knew this dude was gonna put his heart and soul and his work ethic. He is the Jonathan Larson of our generation.
Yeah, He really did. I mean, I've adored him for so long, and being able to work with him at this capacity was just a really magical experience because he is such a unique individual. Like, not only is he a musical genius, but he is also such a big kid, and he comes into everything he does with such wonderment and curiosity, and we all felt so seen. There is an inclusiveness with him that just feels like family, like instant family, and we just had the time of our lives doing this.
I'm about to turn 30 myself, and I feel like all this pressure of like, oh my God, have I made it, have I not made it, and everything. What advice do you have for someone that's about to turn 30?
It gets so much better on the other side. You don't even know. Like, it's so much better on the other side of it. The 30s are the good years, and the 20s are the what's going on years. So it just gets better. It just gets better as long as you're chasing the things you want to chase and spending your time doing the things you want to do.
30s are the best. That's where everything comes together. So just know that. Don't listen to any other voice that says, oh, even the one in your head. It's gonna be the best decade of your life so far.
Thank you guys so much for being here with us at Mitú. Oh, have a good day.
Bendiciones. Take care.
Bye. Nice meeting you.
And the time keeps ticking. Tick, tick.
You need to ask, are you letting yourself be led by fear or by love?
Fear, 100% fear.